checking a couple things. I'll be live on YouTube if you want to watch.
I have clothes in the laundry.
You have clothes in the laundry? Okay, you're gonna run home? Sounds good. But you can catch, you know, the stream and everything. Hey, Sunny. Hi,
Walk around once in a half.
Nice. How are you?
Chasing Toby for an hour.
Oh, good. Great.
My cat. Toby.
Not a cat. You still have a cat in your house?
I have a cat, yeah.
I need a guardian home for my cat. I'm so serious. Do you have space?
Ramon just lost his.
Will you let him know I need, and just say, hey, she needs a guardian, and if they like each other, he can help keep them, you know, but. Will you ask him?
I'll mention it that you've got a cat. Are you trying to rehome it or? Because he just had to his family.
Well, this one's on my TikTok, and you can show him, you can look at him, and he's fun and kennel trained and smart, and I just
He
feel like.
lives in one room apartment.
Okay. Well, he's playful. Just tell him that he is playful, but like in order to take a break, I just get him up, you know. When I'm here, he plays with me, I throw stuff, he does his own thing. He's pretty independent too. But I picked him up off the railroad tracks over here.
I
over
remember
there.
saying that, yeah.
So he's about maybe 2 next year. He's only like 1 year old. So, yeah, he's big though. He's big. But we, I was actually going to put my Craigslist post. It's not that I don't want him, it's just that I want to go visit my friends. Every time I go out of town, I have people pet sit him, visit, and I just feel like, man, I wish he had a home, you know? And I think that you see that dog, I think that strain on the.
Oh, the one with the big old mat?
No, that was not him, but I picked up this pit bull looking dog, and I didn't want to. She insisted. I opened my door, I opened my window, and I got out, and I said, hey, do you need help? And she was like, yes, she got in, got in my house. I looked at her, I was like, are you mean? Everyone, it was at the gas station, everyone looked at me, this is the nicest dog I've ever seen.
Some pit bulls, if they're not trained to be mean, they are the sweetest thing.
Only reason I brought her home, she's smart as all ever met. Smartest, man.
Well,
I don't know what I'm doing with that either.
my other two that were just nuts, they were pit bulls.
Right.
But they were the most loving dogs.
I looked at that dog first and I was like, this is exactly why they don't pick dogs that look like that. I should keep your ass. Like literally, now I know the look is not that with her. But man, if you just see her, you're like, ooh, you're not gonna come by. You're not gonna come up to me. You just look at her like that. But yeah.
Good.
All right, I'm gonna lock up right after you here, so that'll just be me and him in here, and then I'll text you when you can watch the feed and see if we're on this number. But you got 45 minutes in, right? Okay. Yeah, I feel pretty good with it. So, how's the skin doing? Yeah, it's your yard. It's something in your yard, like and not like your yard. It's like what comes down and lands on you. You still have your RV? You didn't get it tuned up and all that? You didn't do nothing with it yet? Well, they're buying them back, you know. They'll buy them back. I've been going up there, I went there this morning, looking for it. Okay, well, they're buying back paid out, and if you're not using it at all, because the longer you let it sit, the less will deterioration, really. So just putting that in your head a little bit.
I had a guy come stop in the other day and buy it.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Driveway, and
No.
I'm okay.
Right. Yeah, okay, you don't even have it listed, right? Yeah. Well, just food for thought, because I've been in there looking around. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
That's the one you can drive, you know. Okay, say bye.
Be good.
See you. I'll see you in a few minutes. Here, baby, let me take this. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Let me grab your bottle. Did I put it over here? Come here, Sonny. Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, come on. Come in. Come in. Oh, let me shut this. You got to scoot forward. Okay. You went for a 5-minute walk, 6 minutes, 10 minutes? Did you go for a walk? Did you go for a walk? You need to go for a walk. You got so much energy. You got so much energy. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Thanks for joining Dee Croy with my favorite groomer. What's up? Good morning. We have Sunny live today. This is going to be a fast one. So those of you guys, well, if they're not here, they're just not here, right? Sunny has been walked. He needs walking. He is the sunniest dog I've ever groomed. He's super happy, but he does not love his nails done. It's so one of the weirdest things ever. But let me make sure sound is good for you guys. Okay, let me see here. What's up? Gabby, I see you. I see that. That's a cute comment there, for real. Okay, let me check this. Okay. So I've been grooming Sunny. I'm gonna take a picture of you. Oh wait, doggone, lay back down like that. Yeah. Wait, here we go. Let me take a picture of you right here. Did you guys hear him hold his breath? Look, I thought it was just my dogs, look. Totally laid out, spread legs, you know? What? So cute, Sunny. I didn't know that all dogs did that lay. My doodle, she is hilarious. Look at him, he's so cute. Look at what he's doing. Okay, I didn't know you could lay like that too. You know, you're a man. All right. I've known Sunny for a long time. I mean, sorry, I should say hi with you on my face. Hi. Thanks for watching. It's December 2022. I appreciate y'all being here. And I thought I would start with you guys this morning and just, even though it's a fast groom, just bring you in and just kind of try to do that for you because I miss you too, you know? So I've been grooming him since 2016 and I knew him even before that. So it's 2022, almost 23. Wow. It's great to have clients that come for years and years and years, you know? So we usually do a 7 all over, a 10 down, mostly a 7 all over because he is a white dog and it seems like the 10 is just a shy, too short, it's just I don't know about that. So depending on the time of year and depending on how his skin is looking, 7 all over is what we usually do. And he comes he's on a 2-month cycle. Every 2 months, unless there's something going on. His dad's a painter, so I'm checking to see if I have any. What we'll do is just trade. Do you guys trade with your clients? I love trading with my clients, but I'm pretty sure we're good to go on that now. And we did have to do anal glands last time. It was just random. Sometimes when your dogs get older, anal glands are something you're gonna need to do. I don't think that all dogs need anal glands every time they go in to a groomer or a veterinarian. There's a couple things that they might be doing, scooting their hiney on the floor, nipping or chewing their tail, funky odor from their rear end. Those are some really good signs that a dog needs internal help with their anal glands. And I say internal, not an external express, but an internal express, someone that knows how to do gloves, lubricant, and go inside the body and express both of the glands, because there's 2. And I would also like to extend it just a little bit further. Whoever you have do the anal glands, they should not have acrylic nails or fake nails when they're doing it. But as a dog gets older, he never had anal glands done before. As a dog gets older, their body changes. Maybe food changed. Maybe, yeah, right? They might have moved into a senior pet food. There's a few things that could be happening that make there a problem back there now. So every dog has anal glands and every dog doesn't need them manually expressed, but sometimes they will. One of the other signs that I want to mention before I let you guys go is
the last sign is nothing. Some dogs do nothing. They don't tell you how much pain they're in. They don't scoot their honey. They don't nip their tail. They just one day, boom, one of the glands it bursts and there's a sore, or it looks like there's a sore back there, a round sore. It looks like an external ulcer. It looks like it's really raw, like almost like you can just put your finger and push in. It looks like that, or it's literally a sac hanging out of the anal area. So it could look a bunch of different ways, but those are some things to look for. So I might text him before I'm done with the bath and just double check and make sure that he doesn't need anal glands done. And that's like cost wise too. You don't just do something without permission, at least I don't. So I'll ask the owner, do you want me to do anal glands? And if he's watching this right now, you can just text me yes or no, because that means the bill will be higher and then he's approved it, if that makes sense. Okay. Let's get in there. So either 10 all over, his skin has been really interesting too over the last 2 years. He's really got an allergy problem. Like 11/29/2021, I wrote allergies looked good. So the allergy issues on his body looked good, but the 2 times back, it was really, really bad. And I had to bring it to his attention, and sometimes it's just, it is what it is that time of year, or the type of grass you might have, or the stuff in the air falling down to the ground, the dew in the morning, walking, going out, all these different things that play a role in how bad the skin looks. Food for thought. Okay, let's get started. Okay, Sonny, I'm gonna have you get on the table. You wanna help me? Well, let me get my gloves on first. All right, so we'll be wearing gloves. Everyone know why we wear gloves? You can write in the comments. We wear gloves to protect from splinters. Cleanliness too, but mostly for me, we can wash our hands, but splinters, man, I don't ever want to take out another splinter out of my thumb or my fingers again. It's so painful. Okay, you want to come up here? Hi, bud. Hi. Hi, baby boy. Come here. I'm going to pick you up. Ready? Up, 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 up. Oh, good boy. Hi. Hi. Hello. Oh, give me kisses. Oh, kisses. Okay. Oh, you're so happy. Yes. Okay, stay there. We'll party after. Okay? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hi. Okay, there. Let's party after, okay? I know you're so excited. He's excited, and he's been on a walk. So that's what we want. We want him to less fight. All right? And I say less fight because he's really, it could be difficult because he moves so much. Okay? Thanks a lot for being here. Be sure to check us out at myfavoritegroomer.com. I'll try this today to kind of call out my tools. And be sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. And let's get started. I keep saying that. Let's get started. So I've got my 10 blade on here, but I actually want to go ahead and just go 7 blade. I can always come back and take more off, but I can't put it back on. So if I start with a 10 blade and I wish I would have done a 7, then if I start with a 7, I can always come back and go to a 10. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. With the 7 blade first. If you're doing short and you want to hide it, this is a good area to start and test. You know how like some products say test it first? You can test it back here and it's pretty, you can kind of conceal it. But I wouldn't test it up here where it's like boom, you can see that that's much shorter. You can't hide that as well as you can hide something down here. And so for those of you guys who always watch the tongue, you can see just starting his groom, his tongue is blue in general. Like his tongue is just a light blue. And that might have something to do with things we can't see. Blood vessels, his heart, his weight, his excitement. There's a few things, like looking at his tongue, it just looks like he's been groomed for an hour already, which we're not even touching him yet. So you never can judge what's going on because there's so many things happening inside the dog as we work with them. you know? Okay, we're gonna start with the 7 blade, and since he doesn't love his feet, at some point I'll put the cone head on. So you know how sometimes I'll be grooming a dog and you can see their spinal cord, boom, 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 right? On his, it's just nice and flat. It's just, he's got enough skin and meat in there to just, so you cannot even touch it. So here you can just go straight down the back. Whereas if you have a very bony dog, right, and you're not going to be able to come down the spinal cord like dum, 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 dum. You're going to see all the cuts, the indentions of the blade. So then you would go side to side or move that skin back and forth, left to right, so that you can shave just the skin only, not with the bone underneath, if that makes sense. Now, even though I have the dog up stand, you know, I like to, you see how I'm not making him do anything? Like, I'm just going to take care of most of his coat now. And I am purposely taking my time so I can hang out with you a little bit. Otherwise, this is like a 40-minute groom and done, like boom, boom. But I can put the dog up stand here, but I don't need it right now. So I'm going to wait until I really need the dog up stand or need the dog standing up before I change him. I'm going to go ahead and knock out all of this other stuff where I don't need the dog up stand at all first. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. We'll kiss after. We're going to kiss after, bless you. Okay. You still trying to squeeze in those kisses? You are? I'm saving the legs for one of the, towards the end, because I'm going to change to a 10 blade. And hand put the cone head on. So I'm kind of wrapping everything up first before we go that route. I know, you want to make out? I know, you want to make out with me. I do, I know this. You guys see this huge mass right there? It's huge. All right, let's switch over to our 10 blade. If you don't have a lot of 10 blades, I recommend getting a lot. I have like 13 10 blades I can cycle through if I need to, if that groom really calls for a long period of grooming. So make sure you stack up. I think I have pretty reasonable prices right now. I mean, I think I have the underprice right now compared to the other websites that are out there to shop on those 10 blades. You can check them out at myfavoritegroomer.com. We're going to do our 4 guard. I have now put my 4 guard on and off. So 10 blade, 4 guard, which is purple in most cases, not always purple. So you're going to lay the teeth right here. And then with your thumb down, fingers here, push, pull, and let go, okay? Same thing here, push, pull. So push and pull, and then pull that off. That's how you put your guard on, okay? And some of you guys out there, if you happen to be watching this video later and you're constantly taking off your blade with the screws here, that's not the way to do it. Whether it's a clipper that has this little button right here, boom, boom, you push that in and pop that blade off, or it's one that you just pop it off. If you have a 10 blade like this, then likely it's a pop-off type of blade. And yep, there are people that do not know that. All right, let's go 4 guard reverse on the head. Yeah. See, I had to trick him a little bit. Had to trick him. Okay. Okay. Good boy. Good boy. All right, now let's lose the foreguard and bring in our 10 blade alone. I'm going to switch out my 10 blade to a different 10 blade. Let that one cool a little bit. It's not that hot, but I'm going to go down here where it's sensitive areas, and so I want to make sure it's not hot at all. Yeah, go ahead. Will you stand up? Thanks. Can I come here? Not right now. Not right now. Bop, 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 bop. Will you stand up? Can you do this? Can you do this right here? Yeah. You don't love it? Let me see. Up, up. All right, we're coming into the legs, but let me finish out the tail. Wait, wait, wait. Let's get our guard back on and do a light foreguard tail. Nice 10 blade, real light in the ears. Stay away from the inside ear flaps. You don't cut that. It's right back here on the back side, both ears. Wait a second. You're too high. Let me come over you a little bit. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. You see? You see? Good boy. You're so silly, you're licking me. You're the sweetest dog ever. Ever. You're the sweetest dog ever. Oh gosh, okay, let's party. Okay, let's party. Okay, let's take some time to party. Yeah, you wanna party? But we're not done. No, we're not. We still have stuff to do. Oh my gosh, we have stuff to do. Sonny, we have stuff to do. Yeah, I gotta get your legs. Look how excited you are now. Yeah. You're so silly. Yes, you are. You're such a silly dog. Yes, you are. You're so silly. Okay. Are you gonna calm down after that? Huh? Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me, high five? Yeah, thanks. High five? Yeah. High five this one. This one? Can you do this one? That one. This one? This one. You're done? See how blue his tongue is though? Isn't that crazy? Even, I saw it on camera. All right, we gotta put your cone head on now. Well, let me trim your ears first. I'll trim your ears first, okay. You wanna smell? Easy peasy. I let you party out, not in the right time, but I let you party. So now you have to work with me. That tickle a little bit. Gotta do his legs. He does not always love them, so it's always best to be a bit safe. So we're gonna put the cone head on, giving him the ability to snap back if he wants to, without causing injuries. This is too big. That one's too big. That's too big. This one should work. Here we go. Hi, bud. Ready? Here we go. Notice the lump back here, okay? Really notice it here. Easy, easy, easy. Up. Good boy. Good, Sonny. Good. Don't get mad. Good boy. Wait, 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 wait. Wait, almost. Almost done. Good boy. Let me see this one. Let me see this one. Wait, wait. Good boy. Let me see. Let me see. Wait. 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 Good boy. You don't love it, huh? Yeah, you're pulling pretty hard. I know. How long have I known you? Let me see that front one. No, no, we're not going anywhere yet. I have this one, remember? This one. Let me come at it this way. Let me see. Up, up. Up, up. Okay, hold on, hold on. You can't be doing all that. You're too big for that. No. I have my Bravura. I'm going to move into my 40 blade with my Andis. You can check out all the tools at myfavoritegroomer.com. I would love to help you pick out what you need. Be sure you hit that, smash that like button. And MP, thanks so much for your donation. I appreciate you. let's do your nails first, okay? Let's do those nails. Can I see this? Good boy. Do you mind? Hold on, let me see. Cup, 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 cup. Cup. Let me see. This one. I can't even see it. Hold on a second. I can't even see it yet. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't fight it like that. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I know. I know it. No, can't do that. No, we're not doing all that. No, we're not gonna do all that. Good boy. Good boy. Let me see this one. You don't want to give me that one? Let me see. Hold on. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. You gotta move your tail. Let me double check this one. Let me double check. I feel like I did that one already, but let me double check. Oh, I know it. I know it. I did not finish here. I know. Okay. Oh, all done. All done. All done. All done. Yes, all done with that. Good boy. Good boy. All right, now I can trim. Let me trim, okay? Okay. Shh. Shh. Let me see. I know, let me see. I know, it's matted in between the toes, and you've been licking it a lot. You know, it's raw. It's okay, we got it. Let me see if this side's the same way. Let me look in here. Let me look. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Oh, good. Yeah, okay. Let me take this off. Let me see what this is. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Very nice. Very nice. You come with me? Get ready, up. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. Blvd Crow with My Favorite Groomer. I would like to come back and talk to you a little bit about the mass on his foot. So if you want to hang out, grab yourself some coffee, give me a few minutes to bathe him and have pet parent on his way. He won't be coming back to the table. What I love about the way I groom is we're in and out fast. The type of haircuts and the maintenance grooming that we do, even if it is a 2 or 3 months interval of grooming, it's fast. So it's budgetable. When you do it that way, a short budgetable haircut will allow it to be low maintenance at home and fast at the groom shop. So I think that I took longer on purpose too to talk with you guys, but 40 minutes, right? 45 minutes. That's what you want, even if the dog is going to be difficult. And then the last thing I want to, well, one thing else I want to say is, you know why the nails are so hard to do with him? Because I've been his only groomer, right, for so many years. Is I had a talk with the owner a couple times back, and I said, why is it? Like, who else is touching his nails? You know, who? And he's like, yeah, my ex-boyfriend, when he comes over, he does all the animals' nails. And I said, that's got to stop. Like, I don't want no one touching his nails. Because whatever, and I said, did the person hit the vein? And it's like, every now and then, yes. This dog, you can tell on the table, this dog knows what it feels like to hit the vein. And so when I have to struggle with him, it's the only part that I struggle with. Well, he struggles with me, and he has to buck back, fight, jump, lunge. He doesn't show his teeth as often, but a snap back has happened. You don't want to get bit doing that. But I advise you guys too to say the same thing. If you notice what's going on, have a talk with the owner. Be that different type of groomer, and when you're receiving that from your groomer, be open to hearing what they have to say. Like, they're obviously seeing something that is happening with the dog, just like you guys are seeing him today, right? Everyone in the feed is like, such a good dog, what a great dog, what a sweet dog, right? And then it came to doing the nails, and he wasn't happy. He was portraying. If you had to give one word on what that looked like when we got to the nails, what would it be? He was uncomfortable, upset, angry, irritated, reluctant. What would that one word be? Because that's body language. And what is he trying to tell me? Don't, stay away, back up. I can't do this. You're not doing this. I'm not letting you do this, right? All these things, that's just with his body movement. So if you have an animal telling you these things, your animal telling you these things, be open-minded to receive the message, because they're never going to have words for you. They're never going to say, hey, that hurt, or hey, that is my blood. You know, like you just got to be open-minded. And if you don't know how to be, you're missing out on a whole lot of stuff. You need to calm down and take a few deep breaths and really open up your mind to receive the things that are happening with you in your life, in your world, whether it's your dogs or people. Communication is huge. You have to go through life communicating. So I really want to talk about the mass. So give me a few minutes if you want to hang out, but that'll be the end of the feed today. But if you want to hear what I have to say about the mass and masses that I have found on dogs, please hang out, and I will be back in about 6 to 10 minutes. Okay, we'll talk to you in a few minutes. Come on, let's go find out too. Let's text your dad and see, do you need anal glands brushing?
Are you happy? You seem really happy. Yes, you do. Come on. Let's go this way.
can towel dry you right here. Okay. We can towel dry him together, you know? What you guys are writing, please write down, like right now, if you don't mind, in the live chat, like where you're writing from, like your country or your city. I love looking back to see, you know, where y'all came from to watch the video. Oh. Hi. You want kisses? Can I dry you first? Can I dry you first? Can we work on that? You. I'm Sunny. Oh, Sunny, you're such a happy dog. You get so hyper. You're just a lot like me. You get really hyper too, you know? I guess I do kind of bite back sometimes. Yeah? Would you have it any other way? Okay, wait, you gotta wait. Let me dry you first. Is he not hilarious? Yep, we're gonna air dry him. He's an older dog. He hated the blow dryer. Pet parent is okay with him air drying. And guess what? I feel like it saves minutes off their life every time we skip the blow dry. Like, I'm not lying. I truly believe that. Let's just say it was kind of like, I mean, there's a lot of ways to look at it, but if you were going to get heart disease, no matter what anyway, like it's inevitable. It's destiny for you to have heart disease, right? But you keep doing something that's going to put you into having heart disease just sooner. And so, I'm not saying a blow dryer can give you heart disease. I'm just saying it is something that would push you in that bracket sooner if you were already going to be getting it. Because he's already hyper, we're not even blow drying him. So once I blow dry him, if you know what I mean, comment in the live chat. Have you ever never held that dog, right, and blow dried the dog? And your hand, right, is holding their chest and you can feel how hard their heart is beating? And when you blow dry, let's just say I blow dry one of my doodles, right? And it takes me 2 hours, an hour and a half, depending on the type of blow dryer you have and how strong it is. I blow dry the dog for an hour and a half. Let's just say a husky for an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. That's not the grooming or de-shedding or the nail trim. That's just blow drying, okay? So that already adds 2, 3, 4, 5 hour groom on a husky, right? And their heart is going a mile a minute during the entire blow drying, the whole time. I need to get some equipment, which it's like so much money, everything costs so much money, but you get the equipment that you need so you can monitor the heart while you blow dry, and then really do your job, like blow dry for however long it takes to be completely dry. And then finish the groom, brush, comb, da-da-da-da. And how hard that heart beat during the blow dry is triple the amount that his heart is currently beating now. And you just minus that out. Let's just say you delete all that out of the life. No more blow drying, just delete it. I 100% believe that that saves minutes every time. Minutes of their life. So when they come in for grooming and I make suggestions, I'm trying to help you have your dog just a little longer, you know? Is that Dad? Is that Daddy? Okay, let's go. Leave-in conditioner. Leave-in conditioner. Okay, cologne, just not too much. You don't need much. Yeah. back. Let's talk about the mask when I get back. Ready, go. Woo. You gotta get your leash and collar and stuff. Okay, everybody, who's all out there? Are you guys writing? Are you letting me know where you're coming from? Oh my gosh, is this Buffy? We were just talking about Buffy. Impy was just talking about Buffy yesterday. All right, I'm gonna go through the live chat real quick, but don't let me forget we're gonna talk about masses. I have been ending the live streams with some educational stuff every day now, and I wanna say, I have already said a lot of this in other videos over the years, but some of you haven't watched those older videos and they may not be accessible anymore if they're a live old video. So I will just touch base on some things that are important each time we come live. Pookie Puppy, were you the first one to talk here? Hey, what's up? What's up, Pookie Puppy? Good morning. Lainey, hey, what's up from California? I had asked everyone while I was checking out the client to let me know what city and country you're writing from, city and state or country. Another live, thanks Gabby, I saw that. Woohoo! Start your week off right, baby. No matter if I'm not here, man, still start your week off right. Do things you love to do, okay? Grandma Shell, hi y'all, what happened to my post? I have no idea. I don't know what happened with that. Care Bear is such a cute name, right? Care Bear? Oh, the good old days. How many of y'all had a Care Bear? How many of y'all had more than one? How many of y'all had a Care Bear t-shirt? Me, right there. That's great. It's so funny when my standard poodle does that. Oops, when he gets really excited. I know, your standard poodle gets really excited too. My female doodle, she does this thing like, and she literally does that with her long legs, you know. I can imagine your standard poodle. What color is your standard poodle? So I can get the whole effect in my head here. Sunny is well named. I used to say he is Sunny, like if you name your dog how you want them to behave, I have found that to be like key. How long does its 7-blade cut? I would have to refer back to that. As much as I should know it off the top of my head, I don't. But let's look at the blade. So the 7-blade is, I actually have a 7 Oster. 3 millimeter. And then let me tell you what the Andis one says. That's funny, it says 3 millimeter. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, this is a 10. Yeah, I have 2 Oster 7 blades. I have a lot of 7. There was this time, I have 3 Oster 7 blades. Go figure, I don't even sell those anymore. Hey, isn't this crazy? Check this out, because some of my blades are really old. But like the Oster 7 blade says like 3 millimeter, right? And the Andis 7 blade says 4 millimeter. Let me go get something else to show you. You just never know. So when you look at something like this, maybe you can pause it and zoom in if you have to, but you've got your 7 skip tooth and then look at this one, the new 7 FC Andis actually on this chart says 3.2 millimeter. Isn't it interesting to go back at what it was before and come to what it is now? Let me actually go check something else too. Isn't this funny? Okay, hold on. Gets the plot thickens. Wow, that is crazy, right? So this is new, ready for sale right now. Andis Ultra Edge 3.2 millimeter 7 blade. This is an older one. I have my initials in it, so I had to have put my initials in it back in 2003 or 4, or yeah, 3 or 4. And it's 7. Doesn't even have a 7 up there, but it says 7 FC 4 millimeter. Food for thought. But when you're going in a row, you're going to go 10, 10. That's what I call the shortest, safest blade. That's what I refer back to as shortest, safest blade. We can go shorter. You know, you can go shorter. But it goes 10, shortest, safest blade. We're going to go up from there. The next one I would do is the 7. So like this. And the way you can kind of tell, it's not just the teeth. Obviously, the teeth look much different because they're lined up back here, right? So the length of the teeth going above the 10, this is a 10, this is a 7. The 7 being thicker metal. The thicker the metal, the more hair that's going to be left on the dog because there's so much more metal in the way. That's the way I kind of think of it too. It's like, how much metal is in the way? A lot. Look. See, this is a 7 and this is a 10. The thickness of that is how close to the skin we're going to be, right? And then so you have this as well. And then you add the teeth length, allowing this much extra teeth length, you're going to have more hair left if you use this blade. Rather, this 10 blade is the shortest, safest blade. 10 blade being the blade that comes on a clipper. When you buy a brand new Andis clipper, in most cases, the type that we use for grooming. The 10 blade being the blade you should use for your guard to clip on. That's kind of why I believe they give you a 10 blade. They don't give you a 15 to use. Nope, they don't want you to do that. They don't give you a 30 either. So different teachers have taught to use a 15 and 30, whereas my Andis sales guy has reminded me that the reason why our 30 and 15 blades break all the time when people are using a guard on top of them is because they're not designed for the guard. Go figure. But the 10 blade is. The 10 blade's teeth are stronger than the 15 and 30's teeth when made. So use your 10 blade when you're using a guard, a clip-on attachment comb or guard, same thing. Okay, I'm gonna lay those aside. But I'm gonna let you see this chart one more time in case you have to, whoops, look at it, take a screenshot, pause it, take a screenshot. And if you want a copy of this, you can email me and I will just charge you a small fee to get it to you if you need something like this. Okay, cool. All right, so now we're gonna go into discussing, before I let you go, just a little bit about masses, but hold on, let me finish scrolling because I answered Grandma Shell's question right there. And thank you again to anyone in with the green name is a member. Thank you members for being members for so long. I so appreciate you. Alyssa, hello. Gabby, the way he wiggles his tail makes me nervous. Right, okay. Did you notice that there was actually a very fast wiggle of the tail when I went to do the nails? That was a very different tail wagging than when he was just happy and go lucky. Tracy, hey, what's up? How are you? Soulfire says he's being such a good boy. Less is more really works for him. Absolutely, less is more. You are so right. When I saw that earlier, I was like, it's exactly right. MP, everyone hit the like button. Thank you for the reminding that. Thank you, everyone. Tiffany, hello. He is such a sweetheart. What's up, Buffy? Again, thanks for coming through. Grandma Shell says fear. Absolutely. Fear that I'm going to hit the vein, even though I never have with him. Someone in the house was doing it. And I want to say it hasn't happened, but I'm not there. I don't know, right? I know, MP, that's exactly what I says. Okay, that's everyone in the live chat. I can't believe you all didn't tell me where y'all from. So if you're watching this, comment below later where you're viewing this. Because what is crazy to me is I'm live in Texas. But I'm like, where are my Texans? They have no idea I'm even live right now. So we're gonna talk about masses, and I'll tell you a couple stories. One of the situations is Sonny. He's on my table, right? We've been watching Sonny being groomed. Like, what did I say? 2000. What was the date? Who knew? Who knows what the date was? What was the date? I said it right in the beginning of the video. 2000. Years just passed by. 16. And I knew him before that too. So 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, almost 23. We have been grooming Sonny together for many years, and we have never seen that mass on his right, so it'd be him, his right back leg, right? And I want to say there's probably a few videos that haven't been uploaded with him. And even then, I can't even ever remember it being small. Sometimes a mass will appear, and appear fast. It isn't overnight, but it's like the hair was thick, we didn't catch it, time went by, a few months went by. That's why like 1 human year is like 7 dog years. Or right, in a dog's life it's like 7 years. 1 human year is like a dog's 7 year. And that's how fast they age compared to us. So we really should pet and feel and rub and love and feel all these little, inspect, because we are our pet's best advocate, meaning you see your dog every day for that 1 year, which is 7 years of his life. 1 year, 7 years. You see him every day. You sleep with him, you love him, you walk him, you snuggle with him. He's there when you're sick, he's there when you're depressed, he's there when you're sad, he's there when you're happy. You are there with your dog most of the time. Most of the time compared to anyone else. Your veterinarian who comes in once a year, if that. Your veterinarian who comes in every few years, depending on what your budget is and how often you're actually going. Let's be realistic, everyone can't do all of the health care that's mandated. Not even for ourselves. So you're going in as much as you can, but it's not as often as we think we should. So this bump pops up. And there's a couple things you might be able to do. And as your groomer, because you see me more than you see your veterinarian in most cases, your groomer, some of these groomers are grooming dogs every 2 weeks. That's a great cycle. If you're on that cycle, your groomer's seeing your dog every 2 weeks for life, for years. They should, or that's the place that they should pop something, they should catch it. Something new, something weird, something odd, something peculiar, something smelly, something gross. All that should be caught at the groom shop. And it's really cool if you can find a groomer that allows like hands-on the whole time. Some places don't do that, and I understand why. They're doing a lot of business. They have bathers do the bathing, dryers do the drying, and a groomer doing the grooming, and then someone checking the dog in. That's a lot of hands. And not one person is really doing the full-on inspection. So the bather may have less education or less experience than the groomer, or vice versa. And so it's so fast, you bathe the dog for 5 to 7 minutes, depending on the size, and they're in and out, boom, boom, boom. They didn't really feel that dog. They're trying to do 20 dogs that day. They ain't trying to feel up on the dog and all that. So if you have a groomer that is able to touch in every part of the dog, bathe every part of the dog, clean the ears, look at the toes, check the pads, look inside the digits, all the fingers, look in there, like really look. And even then, it's not 1,000% that we're going to catch it. But if we can, that's going to be where that is caught. I remember working for a veterinarian, and the veterinarian, I would see this veterinarian whom I loved when I was a groomer at a veterinarian office at one point, early on in my career. The exam fee that you pay, right? It may not be the exam fee that, I don't even have an exam fee. And I feel like I touch and feel the whole body of the dog. Whereas that veterinarian was like, okay, she kind of looked at a couple things, and I just remember I can see her and I can see the movement and da-da-da-da, and that was it. And I thought, wow, at this place, this was a corporate veterinarian. It had been bought out. It was a mom and pop first. It got bought out by a corporate. And does that even matter? I don't even think that matters. It's just how you do business. So that particular veterinarian, it was just a real... So from then on, and that was before I opened my own business, okay? From then on, I recognized when someone would say, I just went to a veterinarian, I would be like, it don't matter. Let me show you something. I just went yesterday. It doesn't matter. Let me show you something. Someone didn't see this yesterday. If that's really what you did yesterday, someone didn't see this in the ear. Someone didn't see this in the mouth. Someone didn't see this on the body. And someone didn't feel it because all they did was like, look, okay, Look in the ear, that's it. So you can't catch everything 1,000% every time you just handle the dog either. Really, when you pay an exam fee, in my opinion, to go to a veterinarian clinic, you're paying just for the time to even talk to that veterinarian or have your dog even looked at. Just to physically look at that dog and give them that time right there. That's what you're paying for. So when it comes to masses, you may or may not be able to catch it. But you need to, as the owner of a dog, really pay attention, and you should catch things before your groomer, and you should catch them before your veterinarian, and you should definitely catch them before anybody else who's touching your dog. You should catch that problem. And you should be aware of different things like getting tests done, x-rays that you think you might need to get done. You be proactive in your dog, and then when someone else catches it, you're like, I'm aware of it. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've started taking notes on it. I'm watching that growth, that type of thing. But going back to Sunny today, that mass is huge. It's almost a golf ball, almost. It's like, because it's half, like a little bit more than half, because the body, it starts at the body and then it goes out. It's not round at the body, right? So it starts at it's flat on the knee and then it goes out. So it's like over half of a golf ball on this side. So it's pretty movable, flexible, pinchable, squishable, squishy. It's all that. Now, I did no studies on the dog. I'm just telling you about my experiences. And if you don't like what I'm telling you about my experiences, which take a lifetime to gain, then you don't have to watch. But if this helps you or helps you and your dogs forever by just hearing what I have to say, then me and you are on the same page. So with this mass, it was movable, squishable, squunchy. I could do all kinds of stuff. And if this were my dog at home, I would be playing with that little tennis ball. I would be like, okay, you're still squishy, movable, blah, 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 all that stuff. There was a time where I would catch many things on many dogs. I mean, I've been grooming 19 years, right? Almost 20 years. I've been saying 20 years, but I'm just shy of 20 years. So I'm going to back up and say 19. 19 years, I've caught a lot of stuff. And I say 19 years, I've been grooming my favorite groomer. I was grooming before that. So when you have a mass and it's really, really hard, like so hard, it's like, whoa. You literally feel it and you cannot mush it, squish it, push it, move it around. You cannot do that. Those have always been the ones where when I told the client, this one I have a problem with. I mean, I don't like the way this feels. I don't like the location. I would get this checked. Then that has always been cancer. It's always come back as cancer in the clients that I have pushed over to tell them, hey, go get this checked. It's always been cancerous. And what does that mean? Let me take it a step further. So there was Annie, a golden retriever I groomed. I think she only lived to like 7 or 8 years old. In my opinion, I think golden retrievers lifetimes that I have seen, very rarely have I seen them at 14 or 15, but I've seen it, but very rarely. Most of the time, some type of problem or cancer has come up before they hit 9. So when I was grooming Annie, this was the reason I love golden retrievers. I love golden retrievers. To me, if I could own a dog, it would be a golden retriever. But the downfall is you have to be ready and willing to say goodbye in 9 years or less, right? And I have not owned a straight up, I have two doodles now, but I don't have a golden retriever. Because every time I would be like, go get one, I would be like, no, I know that I don't even have 14 years, you know, and in most cases, all the dogs that I've groomed golden retriever don't live to 14 or 15. And the heartache of losing a dog is like so sad. It's so breathtaking. It's debilitating. It breaks you down and you are never the same until you repair and then love again. Like, it's like, oh, it's just so heartbreaking. And the golden retrievers, all the ones I've groomed, except there are a couple of aggressives. It's very rare. Very rare for a golden retriever to be aggressive. But Annie, she was so sweet. She would just put her head on my shoulder. She would get on the table. She was just perfect. And she was such a happy dog too. She would pant with her mouth open. And this is where I caught it. She was panting with her mouth open. She was so happy. And this is why it's great to see your groomer often. I believe she would come every 2 to 3 months. And I remember in the very beginning of my relationship with her and her parents, it would be like, you know how you get to know people and they would say, anything extra is just like, no, I don't want to do that. No, don't do that. No, don't worry about that. No, none of that, right? So when I saw something that I felt like was really a problem, I was honestly taken back for just a second. I told myself, hey, I have it on my file. Like if I recommended something, he always like snarled like, nah, I want that. You know, so then you're just like, well, should I even say anything? Like he don't care. But I did. I said, look, he was a teacher. And I said, I just want you to know that I know that most of the time if I make a recommendation, you usually say no and that you're not interested. But today I saw a large mass on the inside of her. There's no way for someone not to tell unless they're really looking at the dog. So the dog's happy, hi, you know, panting, happy. And there's this mass way back in like her bone structure back here inside the mouth. And I was like, oh, we have a problem. I kind of did some more looking and my heart just sank right there. Like I was like, no. And I groomed her and did all this stuff. She got done. She's fine, right? From that day forward, she had 6 months before she was gone. I told the pet parent, hey, I know that you don't really want to hear this kind of stuff and you don't really care about the extra things I recommend, but this one is really important. If it were my dog, if Annie were mine, I would take her in for a test. And I said I would do everything. I would, whatever they say, like get a test, whatever. It ended up being cancer. It was pretty bad. And like I said, she had 6 months left to live and she was gone. He did do the stuff that I recommended. And it was a wonder, like you never know. So you can't prejudge it. Like I immediately was like, nah, he ain't gonna care. But I was like, even if he doesn't care, at least I gave him the information. I can't live with myself if I didn't. So I did, I told him that. And there'll be a lot of people that don't have the time to watch these kinds of live feeds where you have to actually listen. Because most people today, I feel like, can't listen. They don't have the patience to listen. Or that's where you have an upper hand because you're getting all this knowledge from me. That when I'm not here, you have something to go back to and be like, wow, she taught us so much stuff. Just if you watched and listened, she gave you everything right there, like an open book. So if you're listening, good on you, because this might not be affecting you today, but it could affect you 10 years from now. It could affect you 6 years from now. It could be affecting you right now. Masses can be of different sizes. They can start small, they can get big, they can be smushy, they can be hard as a rock. They can be all different sizes and uniqueness. It doesn't hurt to go in and get it checked out. If you have, I can't speak for you, I'm going to speak for myself. If you have a 15-year-old dog with a mass, I don't know that I would go have surgery to remove it. I don't know that my dog at that time, this is just a story, but I don't know if my dog, whichever dog it is at that time, at that age, is even healthy enough to go through a surgery and actually make it through the surgery. Or let's say the dog makes it through the surgery of a removal of a large mass that's hard as a rock. Whether it is or it isn't cancer, if you don't get it tested, you'll never know. So some folks will go in and get the mass removed and the dog could pass away in the next month. Like that surgery really just hit the system too hard. Just like humans that go through surgery at an older age. You know, one of the most common things I hear in my friends when they go and they're really older and they've been in the hospital is pneumonia. You don't go in thinking you're going to die of pneumonia. You don't even know what you're going to die of. You're going into surgery hoping you're going to survive. But what if you don't? And so whenever people are on my channel and they're saying like, you should get the mass removed, you should go to the hospital, you should get surgery, you should have anesthesia, you should groom under anesthesia. Like every single time you keep saying that, it tells me how ignorant you are. Because every situation is different. You have to let it be what it is. There may be circumstances that you don't know about, like I don't know about yours. For me to look at you and say, you're human, you should be put under. You should be put under just to remove that pimple on your forehead that's hard as a rock. Like, hold on a second. Don't go that far because you don't have all the facts with each client. Same thing with your dog. So for me, I don't know that I would take my 15-year-old and go through surgery. I just don't know that I would do that, because I would want my dog to have just a great rest of life. Just leave my dog alone, just great rest of life, right? The other thing is, if you have a young dog and it isn't hard as a rock, it's mushy and it's small, say like Sunny here, would you go ahead and do a surgery just to remove a lump that's not causing a problem? I have to say, for my dogs, I learned the hard way. I probably wouldn't do that today. That mass isn't bothering anybody unless they go in and do a test and it really is like cancer form. Then I'd be like, okay, let's go ahead and remove that baby, because that's going to extend his life if it's off and it's not and it is cancer form. We don't want it to like spread, right? But if it's mushy and it's not cancerous, then maybe it's just fine. Like, leave it alone. I'll tell you one more story and then I'll kind of hustle to close out. But let me just double check, make sure we're good here. Okay, so Suey, a Shih Tzu of mine. I lost Suey. He had a heart attack in my arms. And there was nothing I could do that would have changed that. Man, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. And even in that passing, I talked to him the whole way out. And what do I mean? I talked to him. I was working at a veterinarian that, like, I always say that, right? I'm not working for the veterinarian, I'm working alongside. That's a big difference, because they can't tell you what to do. So when you're a subcontractor, or you come in, it's not even a subcontractor. It's like, I have these great people in my life that gave me some opportunities that I took advantage of. And this particular veterinarian, he like had a room and he had a groomer, and the groomer would always nick dogs. And I would always say like, hey, when you're ready for a groomer that doesn't nick dogs, call me. And it was a friend of a family, so he never let her go. And when she went to college, the space was open. So I went and looked, and I was bringing my dogs there for health care. And I remember saying, finally, you know. But the problem is his location catered a lot to just a different type of client, the kind of client that never kept their appointments, and the kind of area where you needed alarms to watch everything because people would break in. But he owned the building, so it's not like he was like, you know what, this is a bad area, I'm gonna just get out of here. He owns the building, which he could have resold it, but it's such a great deal, he wasn't going to. He gave me an opportunity that I was so grateful for. He even said, you don't even have to pay me rent or anything, you just need to build your business up to where it's worthy of staying here. And at that point I did. I would build my business, and I just learned that about his clients and about the clients from him that I would get. It would be, I need it now, and they would show up, or I have an appointment, but they wouldn't show up. So after a while, I was leaving my business here, wherever I was at, to go there twice a week for 6 months. And I just could not understand how people would just no-show all the time. So I wouldn't let them no-show on me without a fee, but that's not the kind of client that appreciated that, right? It was just the type of client, 6 out of 10 were not gonna show up for appointments they made. And it was a lower price groom because of the side of town it was on. I had a different price for that area. And even then, it was just going to be backbreaking and just not feasible for me to leave my salon, work there twice a week, and then have a bunch of no-shows. So eventually, I just didn't keep that opportunity, and I had to just let it go. But he was so kind in saying, hey, you don't have to pay rent, you don't have to pay water, just try to start, your clientele here. And being in that, I just learned a lot of stuff working alongside the veterinarian. And a lot of good and bad stuff. I've seen it all. I have so much intelligence when it comes to working with other businesses that you look at everything and you just keep it and you're like, I know. So when someone asks me something or tells me something or wants to do something, I can kind of pull a card out from that time of my life and really share it with them and be like, I know what probably happened to Saki during that surgery. I know what probably happened to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of know because you've seen a bunch of stuff. Well, when it comes to masses, there was a time with that veterinarian where Suey was getting a dental cleaning. And while he was in there for a dental cleaning, he had a mass somewhere in here, somewhere around here. And a mass And this is one of those squishy, movable, pudgy, one of those. It wasn't hard as a rock. So I had this mass removed, right? Oh gosh, I had a little tick thing, not tick, it was like a lump on his eyelid that was not bothering him, but it was there, okay? And I thought, like with the human surgery, I thought if you can just laser it off, like boom, it's gone, okay? Little did I know, every surgery and every lump should not be removed, and now I learn it through Suey's surgeries. So he goes through this dental cleaning, he gets the lump removed, he gets the lump on his eyelid removed, which is not bothering him, but it's there. It's pretty, it's like a large pimple, large, okay? But it's like, if he blinks, does it bother him? I would say not as much as it did after the surgery. So I regret getting the lump removed on his eyelid. I really, I will never do that again. And unless it's like when they blink, their eyes are all teary, it's scratching the eyeball. Now that's a whole different concept. But when it came to just it being a problem, it was not a problem yet. I should have left that alone. You work around veterinarians and you think you should go ahead and have surgery all day long. I'm going to tell you, I learned that and I don't agree with that anymore. I stopped agreeing with it when I worked at veterinarian. No, you don't need surgery every other day, every other month. Oh, got a lump. Oh, let's go there. No, hold on. You do not need anesthesia every month. You please don't do that, okay? That's my opinion, and I'm going to own it with my experiences. So after the dental cleaning, Suey was in tough shape. His mass that was removed on his, like, it wasn't chest, it was like right in between the chest and the throat here. It was pretty big too, and it was movable. Like, it was probably the size of a marshmallow, but movable, right? He had that removed and then had a drain tube, and that drain tube, it took 4 to 5 months for Suey to feel better. And the drain tube, it took 3 months. I think it was in 2 or 3 months. It was insane. I didn't like it. My dog didn't like it. He was miserable. The surgery was like not great. So the wound was like there. It was just like, oh my gosh. It was just like, oh. I will not recommend a lump removal, and unless it is really necessary. For the rest of my life, I'm never going to tell you to go get a lump removed. And when clients tell me, hey, we just went and got those little 2 bumps removed, I'm like, oh gosh. So then when 15 more pop up, are you going to go back? So we had that one with the drain tube, that was horrible, and then the one on the eye. So the way the doctor had cut the eye lump out, it had thinned out the lower eyelid, and the skin was so thin on the heel. So then every time Suey blinked, guess what happened? It rolled his bottom eyelid into his eye, and that would happen for the rest of his life. That lump never did that. The lump that was kind of there, it was on the top of the eyelid, outside of the eye, but right close to the eye. Like maybe later it might have been a problem, but it wasn't a problem right then. I should have just left it alone. I just felt like I work at a veterinarian's office, my rate's a little bit cheaper. These are things I want to go and have done while he's under surgery. And now, you know, and this is 15 years ago. That's why you can see through all of my grooming, all my education, all of my tips, things I'm trying to teach you, why that is so prevalent when I'm sharing it with you. There's a lot of history behind what I've done in my career, and I don't recommend it. Now, if you had Annie, the golden retriever, that had the mass in her mouth, your veterinarian is probably going to tell you what they probably told Annie's parents, which is this is bone cancer. I mean, this is bad. It's in her jaw. We can like take it all out, but it's probably all up in her mouth. And if she only has 6 months to live, what would you like to do? Would you like to spend $3,000 or $4,000 removing it, or would you like to enjoy a great end of life? And in my opinion, I probably would enjoy a great end of life, because that is just a unique place for cancer to be growing, and it's just so common, like to have bone cancer in that breed, or cancer of that type in that breed anyway, and then that breed's lifespan anyway is right around that. So you'd have to weigh it all, right? You don't have me go in for surgery at the end of my life and you have me in the hospital for the last year of living. I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. You better just take me to the beach, rent me an Airbnb, and leave me alone for a year so that I can have an awesome end of year, right? End of year, end of life. That's how I would look at it. But if you feel like with your property, which is your animal, that you would want to have all these lumps removed every other month or every few months, twice a year, by all means, that's your decision. But I want you to just know that maybe going under surgery, maybe having the lump removed, which one is the worst of evil, is like, is it harder or worse to do it? And now you can hear some stories that maybe you would think of twice about having something simple removed. When I had some lumps removed on Suey when he was younger, because I worked at another veterinarian, and dentals I would do like, and this is why I don't recommend dentals every single year anymore. I had Suey and Duke, brothers, and they would get dentals. And this is not lump removal, but I'm gonna end it with this. This is a lot of surgeries, right? So I could get a dental cleaning for half price. So everybody in there probably always got our dentals done every year and a half. And even one time it was like, wow, Duke actually had a fractured tooth, and if I didn't get the dental a year and a half after the first one, we would have never caught that fractured tooth. It just looked like he was actually getting older. He had his eyes real heavy all the time. He looked like he was tired all the time. We got rid of that tooth and boom. But who's to say that fractured tooth didn't happen when they had to pull out a tooth the year before? Because I remember some of those teeth, they had to be broken with a hammer. I mean, they're in the dog's mouth. They have to use vigorous ways to get them out. They actually asked me to leave the room. They're like, it's your dog, Dee Dee, this is really intense, I need you to leave the room. Who's to say that didn't fracture the other side tooth for the next year to happen? Does that make sense? You will never know 1,000%, you know? But when I'll challenge you, if you want to see everything, go work at a veterinarian. Everywhere is hiring, and your local veterinarians really need help right now. Go work for a veterinarian, and then your eyes will be really opened up. You will see the healthcare side of the animal care, and it will be like, whoa. It's not what's edited and filmed and edited and loaded for you to see. It is live. It is live in front of you, and you will be like, oh my gosh, I never knew. I was judging it all the wrong way. You will only know if you are in it, doing it, living it, receiving it, working around it, and seeing it with your own two eyes, not behind a closed door. I'm gonna be real with you. But I hope today, this video, those of you guys who hung out, thanks for hanging out. I hope today this really taught you some things. It gives you some insight about some of the history about my animals, and it helps you make decisions for your pet when it comes to lump removal. If it's really, really hard, that might be a problem. If it's really, really soft, that might not necessarily be a major problem. If you want to get it removed, it's going to be ultimately your call and up to your budget. And then if you don't know what to do, you can email me. I'll give you my opinion. But also, one thing that I didn't do with some of those lumps is if you don't get it tested, you'll never know. So it's more expensive to get something tested after removal than it is to not test it. So it's your call. There have been a handful of situations where the client would tell me, yeah, we had a lump removed back when the dog was 2 or 3 years old, but I didn't get it tested for cancer at that time. And now the dog's 10, now we have cancer. So I don't even know if that first lump that we removed could have been a warning for us that we were gonna have some cancer problems through the life of the dog. So reconsider when that veterinarian says, would you like to get this tested for cancer or whatever? Reconsider it, because if you don't have that then, you won't have it later in life. And then you won't be able to just kind of analyze everything and make some decisions for healthcare based off of what you didn't know when the dog was 2 and now you know that the dog still has cancer at 14. Does that make sense? Thank you so much. And I know I've seen a few of you guys coming in and out. Thanks for coming through. MP Mississippi, thank you so much. Buffy, thank you, I do know. E. Val says, ours got to be 13, super healthy, so golden retriever at 13, except his joints. I love a product for joint. If you're interested in it, you can email me at dd_grooms@yahoo.com. Agree, they are so prone to cancer. I wouldn't either, although when I was young we had one. Oh gosh, golden retriever. My doodles though, woo, my doodles are so sweet. They're so sweet. And Mel, thank you for enjoying my stories. I really hope that it helps someone else. And I think that's my intent. I had a blast today. Thanks for watching Sunny Get Groomed. I can't wait to see you on the next live feed. Be sure to come over and check us out at myfavoritegroomer.com for your tools and any other information. And make sure you check out all our other social media platforms like Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. And we will see you on the next live feed. Love you guys. Have a great day and we'll see you soon. Bye.